Okay, 5.8, we're pretty much doing the same thing that we did in 5.1 and 5.7, and now we're doing 5.8. The only difference is it's not an equal sign anymore, it's an inequality sign. So I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. What we're gonna do is do what we just did in 5.7. We are gonna find 3 points. Remember, 1 point is, we're gonna put it down here, 0, comma, something. If you plug a 0 in for x, a 0 in for x, you get a positive 2. The other point we're going to use is called the vertex, which is a negative b over 2a. A negative b is the opposite of a negative 8, which is 8. And a is 1, which is 2. So you get 4. And then you're going to put 4 here. You're going to put 4 here and 4 here. 16 take away 32 is a negative 16 plus 2 is a negative 14. Remember, the vertex goes in the middle. The 0, 2 is before the 4, so I put it there. The x's are counting by 4, so that makes this an 8, and these two have to match up with each other. So that's everything that we've learned over and over again in 5.1, 5.7, and 5.8. But now comes the review. If it's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, it needs to be a solid line. If it's just a less than or greater than, it's a dotted line. And since there's a line underneath that, it's going to be a solid parabola. So you're going to put one at 0, 2, and the other one at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2. And then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, up here. And it's a solid parabola. But then you also have to remember on this one to shade. Greater than or equal to, you shade above it. Less than or equal to, you shade below it, and it's less than. So you're going to shade below the vertex. Shade below the vertex. Okay, one more and we're pretty much done with notes for 5.8. So once again, the first point is 0, comma, negative 2. You plug 0 in for all the x's and you'll get a negative 2. To get the vertex, it's a negative b over 2a. It's a negative 6 over 2, which ends up being a negative 3. You put a negative 3 in here, you get 9 minus 18 minus 2, and 9 minus 18 is a negative 9 minus 2. It's a negative 11. Again, for the third section, you always put the vertex, which is this one, in the middle. Again, the 0 is after a negative 3. This one has to be a negative 6, and that has to match up with that one, which is a negative 2. It's going to be a dotted U because there's no line underneath it. So you're going to go negative 6, negative 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 2, and 0, negative 2, and negative 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right here is a negative 11, and it's going to be a dotted one because there's no line underneath the inequality, and the inequality is greater than, so you shade above the vertex, which is above the vertex. This is the vertex, so you shade above it, which would be in there. And that's all the notes for 5.8.